Welcome back. The 70th EAA AirVenture begins 1 week from today. The organization celebrated its 70th year in existence earlier this year, but the fly-in turns 70 next week. Now, we took a field trip to the grounds this morning to visit with the man in charge of what you will see on the schedule starting Monday. And we're joined by Rick Larson. He is a vice president here at EAA, but he's also in charge of features and attractions, which is a big deal any year. Is it a bigger deal because this is the 70th AirVenture?
It is always a big deal, but I think this year you'll see the 70th kind of woven in everything that we're doing. And it's a big anniversary for us, for the organization, for the event. And something that I think all of our members take a lot of pride in being part of.
Have you noticed there being a little bit more interest? There's always interest in this. I mean, last year we were talking 650,000 people, right, over the week. But has the interest ticked up a little bit because of the anniversary? Maybe people coming back that haven't been here in a while because they want to be here for this one.
Yeah, I think that's potentially the case. And we also always see you have a really good year, and that will lead to another real strong year. People leave here after the event, they go back to their homes, go back to their airports, and they're having a lot of conversations about, man, you should have been there. And that drives what happens, in the next year. And last year was an exceptionally strong year for us.
When you start planning features and attractions, did you keep 70 in mind, or did you kind of go about business the way you have? Because it's a well-oiled machine, it's a successful machine. How much did you tinker with it just because it's 70?
Well, the way we start is about 2 weeks after the event, about 3 weeks from now, we'll go get together and start to, as a team, start to lay out what are the potential themes, what are the things that we can go focus on for this following year. And that's what we did last year. Obviously, the anniversary was there. So that was clearly one of the key things that, we wanted to go focus on. But, there's a number of others, that came out of that planning session that you'll see this year.
All right, we know the Corsairs are coming, but as we've talked about an anniversary, it's another big anniversary that you're marking. The honor flight that you've done every year out of here has been very successful. You talked about it, we were talking beforehand, how important that is to you, but it's also the 50th anniversary, as you mentioned, of the end of hostilities in the Vietnam War. So how will that be represented in that honor flight on Friday?
Well, obviously one of the ways that we can do that, here at Oshkosh, that a lot of folks wouldn't be able to do the way we can do it, and it's just the sheer mass of airplanes, is we've got a lot of airplanes coming that really represent Vietnam era airplanes. Those will be on, many of those will be on the plaza on Friday when the honor flight, arrives, comes back from Washington at about 6:30 after the air show. When those vets get off the airplane and they're there for that welcome home ceremony, the plaza will be full of Vietnam era airplanes, including some airplanes that the military is, currently still flying.
Really?
Like the C-5 and C-130s and things like that. So, you'll have a plaza full of Vietnam era airplanes, and we think that's really going to just be a very special Friday.
I was going to ask you, you've seen this now on the Friday, as you mentioned to me earlier, it's one of your favorite things you do. Do you have any idea what those vets, what do you hope to see out of them in terms of reflecting their appreciation for this?
Well, and we're not really looking for the appreciation from them.
No, to know that they appreciate it. Right.
Well, and I think, it's the overall effort that goes into it, but every year the thing that makes that special is you realize that none of these folks, when they came back 50 years ago, they didn't get a welcome home ceremony. They weren't welcomed home at all. And this is that opportunity to make a change for these folks. And you can see it in their eyes, you can see it in the emotions when they get off the airplane, what's really going on Friday. And it really is that thank you that they never got.
Yeah. So with all of this happening, do you have a favorite feature or attraction? Let's take that out of it, because we know how special that is to you, but what else are you really looking forward to?
I think the Corsairs are going to be really cool this year. I mean, we'll have one of the largest gatherings of Corsairs. Right now, I think we've got 14 airplanes confirmed, and I think just seeing that many, Corsairs on the field at one time. We've got some special stuff we're going to do with them, during the air show on Thursday.
This week now, week out, are you on autopilot? Does this all happen? Is the hard work done here? What's it like for you now, leading up to this?
I mean,
final week?
obviously, we're not in the middle of planning any new features and attractions, but, I mean, this is that week where, you're tying up a lot of loose ends. But to be honest, I think, we feel like we're in really good shape this year. As we talked earlier, the weather's cooperated. That's allowed us as an organization to get ahead of things out on the grounds. And overall, I just feel like we're in good shape, and there is a ton of interest out there. The advanced purchase numbers look really good, and I think overall, this is looking like another really, really strong year.
Looks like 70 is going to be very special. Rick, thanks so much.
Hey, thank you.
We do have another update for you from EAA. Remember on this program a few months ago, we told you that this was going to be the first AirVenture in quite some time without a flying B-17, but the Yankee Lady has passed its FAA inspection and will be offering flights during AirVenture, flying out of Appleton International Airport, and will join a B-25 and B-29, offering rides above the Fox City skies.